Right, hello everyone, welcome to Friday Night with Hilly, and we are with PRF1. Hello everyone, welcome to Friday Night with Hilly. Oh, hang on, I can hear myself. Turn that down, there we go. At least I know it's working. We're with PRF1 for full qualifying 50% race at the incredible Suzuka circuit in Japan for round 10 of the season. I'm just getting into the lobby now, and then we'll get a couple of invites sent to the guys that are joining for the pre-quali interview tonight. Evening, Big D. Oh, my screen looks weird. I've got a screen protector on my screen for the daytime. Let me just take it off. There we go. Right. Let's get them in. So, Master Spread is one of them. And the Dark Lord. I think it's the Dark Lord. There he is. Oh, he's PC. Hello. I doubt you can include your audio yet. I've just sent him an invite. I don't know if it worked though. Have I got a Right. Yeah. You should be able to take your box now as well. I think I've got to make the party so it's not invite only for him. He's on PC, I think, but he's showing up on my Xbox friends list. Ah, there he is. Excellent. So, hopefully, we can hear Dark Lord on the stream. Hello. I don't know if you have a box to tick or something.
Yeah, I can.
Yes.
I've clicked it.
Yay. There we go. Okay, well, go on then, Spread. Tick it.
Oh, I got out
Oh,
of
okay. Right.
that.
Okay.
He's
So
already
just
trying
bear
to
with us,
sweat for
guys.
tonight.
Spreader's on one shot qualifying. He's just come out of Spoon. He won't be long.
He's just sweating at the moment, trying to get as much lap time for tonight as possible.
In it. Oh, God. Right. Well, I'll start off by talking to you then, Dark Lord. How's things
Yo,
going?
yeah, all good, man. I mean, last week was pretty fun. Even though it's reverse grid, like I thought that was pretty fun. Um,
Yeah.
just
You were
I
one
don't
that
know,
you
Brazil in the
stood out.
wet. Yeah, mate, it was fucking hard. Well, as soon as Jack come by me, it was all over. But to stay in that position all race was kind of odd for me to lead the pack. I was like, whoa. The safety car restarts, that was new.
Yeah. Yeah, it is, right? I don't tend to lead very often, so yeah, it is really strange when you got to do one, isn't it?
Definitely.
You're
And in
not
the
used
wet
to
as
it.
well, you're kind of there. Like you've got quite a few fast drivers behind you, but there was a couple of occasions I felt like I'd actually managed to nail a good start off the safety car restarts, which kind of helped me. And
Yeah.
everyone just had a fight behind, didn't they?
Yeah, that's it. So, well, last week was your biggest scoring week so far of the season, so
Yeah.
does that sort of give you some confidence for tonight?
Oh, just keep reversing the grid. That's all that needs to keep happening. Just keep reversing the grid, and we're all good. Um,
Every week, but
uh, I think yeah, like it's Japan's all right. Like I'm all right here if it doesn't rain.
yeah,
If when it rains and the curbs get wet, I think usually I probably just sit on that. Like when I say the edge of probably spinning out on most curbs when I'm putting in some faster laps in the race
yeah.
and being less conservative. If they get wet, then I'm kind of in trouble.
And how are you
Um,
enjoying the track this year?
I'm not really enjoying the game too much in
No?
general. No, I've kind
Okay.
of it's a bit I don't know how to put it. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that have got a lot quicker. But I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the practice that you're gonna have to put in to be quick on this now is going up a little bit. So and maybe it's the people around me just practicing way more and getting quicker, but yeah, I'm just feeling like I can't get the same practice in at all. Just doesn't
Yeah.
feel as fun, so I'm looking forward to the next one hopefully.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one. I hope there's more strategy involved with it, so you you've really got to look after your tyres and stuff like that. Whereas
Yeah,
still
yeah,
not
yeah.
really a thing this year.
Just
It's
having
a
a
little bit of in it, but
one-stop races are just it's just so common without safety cars. Obviously, if we're all clean and no one ends up in a barrier, and you always want 20 people to finish a race. I'm pretty sure at your end you do as well.
yeah, definitely.
But then I think that when it's just a one-stop strat outside of anything but a safety car, it just means that there isn't really any. There ain't no chance for
Yeah,
someone who's slower to get maybe I don't know a 6-second undercut on somebody by just making a couple of good smart pit stops. I feel like it has to be a safety car sort of
yeah,
situation you take advantage of to do that.
yeah. There's not many tracks I think that really a two stop. Well, there's no tracks where a two stops faster. Let's put it that way. But you can make it work if you're in certain situations. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Spread, are you with us now?
Indeed.
You are. Excellent. So, what about you, then, mate? Sorry, what am I trying to say? How are you feeling for this track?
I like Japan. Feel like I've not driven for about a week. Obviously, Mondays we don't drive anymore, and Wednesday I wasn't able to make it. So it feels like I've not driven in a lifetime. It has actually been a week since last Friday. So yeah, just trying to
Yeah,
get to grips with the track. It's a difficult track to nail a lap on. You've got it. There's so much of it to be consistent with, and so much of it that can bite you just with a small mistake. But the
yeah.
track's nice. It is one of my favourites to
You've got
drive.
to
So
really dial in for this one, haven't you?
yeah,
For quali. It's yeah. I will say that I think the track is a lot better this year. The sets of one is just so much more enjoyable. You don't spin every time you hit a curb, so it's
100%. The game is more enjoyable to drive on this year, but the game itself isn't better for the racing. Doesn't promote good
yeah.
racing.
No, it doesn't, does it? It just promotes people to sit behind someone until the last lap,
Yeah,
really.
Just a
So
train. I guess when you're commenting, like I've only really noticed this recently, right? Like when you're commentating and you see trains, you then just become fixated on that train being in the same order for probably about 13, 14
yeah,
laps. Like, and
yeah,
then even when it bunches back up and splits back out, it just
yeah.
kind of keeps the same form. I don't feel like,
That's it.
yeah,
You pretty much the only time anybody makes a move is if somebody makes a mistake ahead of them. It's yeah. So no, I'm hoping. We're all hoping that 24 offers a bit more for us in that situation. Right, I can't. It's 25 past already. Right. Okay. Right. We're at the point now where we usually have a random subject, and I ask you guys to pick them. So now, usually at the spreader, I really hope this doesn't offend you too much because I've been thinking about this joke all day. All right. So, so
I'm laughing and
usually,
thinking about what it could be.
usually I have two bowls.
oh,
You can
no.
see where this is going already, can't you?
Oh, no.
Usually I have two bowls, but in your honour tonight, I've only got the one bowl. So I have been wondering, so can I do this joke, or am I going to really hurt him and offend him? And
No, you got to get that on. You got to get that in. You got to get that in. That's what it's there for.
He's proud of it.
So
He's proud of it.
yeah. Right. Okay. So I'm just going to pick a subject. Just having a little swirl around, and here we go. Our subject tonight is predators. Oh,
Graham!
Yeah. When you say that word, I just think of like nonsense
I
on
guess.
Facebook and
yeah,
people
not that type
after.
of predator, guys.
Oh right, sorry. You did ask us. You did ask us a random question, though. I think you had to
I
be
did.
somewhat prepared for what might
Well,
have come out
sorry,
from
it's
that.
that's all
No,
that's
no,
on
no
the piece of
apologies. No
paper is
apologies
predators.
needed. No apologies needed.
Graham!
Oh,
Right,
Mark.
so no, it was more along the lines of animals, I think.
Okay.
So, what's your favourite animal that would be considered a predator?
Oh, cat. My cat.
Your
Not
cat.
just my cat. Yeah, just my
Is your cat a
cat.
predator?
Yeah. Cats are the top of the
Okay.
apex predator chain, aren't they?
Well, not domestic ones. Not
No,
really,
no,
no.
of course.
Yeah,
But come
no.
on, like what I'm saying, I'm using my imagination here. I guess what I mean is cats, but yeah, my cat.
Cats in
Obviously, 'cause
general. So
I wouldn't be allowed to
yeah,
say other cats, so.
no, fair enough.
I
That's
don't
fair.
I don't like these animals, not one bit, but damn the good predators, and that's the snakes. Snakes are the lethal.
Oh,
They're so good to watch
Aren't
when they're
they?
feeding. If you watch them
They
hunt
are.
live and stuff on, have you ever seen it on like a documentary or anything. Oh, they're incredible the way they hunt. You know, they can
So
just
what
like boom, strike.
one thing I know about snakes is if anybody tells you that, or if anybody asks you the question, what's the only venomless snake in the UK, and they say adder, it's not true. All right, and I can tell you that because no snake in the world is venomless. Every snake in the world has venom. Just some of it's not potent enough to hurt us. That's all.
Yeah.
Zoologists.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, it's good.
Steve Irwin over here. I thought you were just commentating on F1. We're gonna have our own animal show coming up here.
I'm trying. You know that there is definitely David Attenborough is getting on a bit. So somebody needs to set it. You know, somebody needs to be up to step in.
No, don't even remind me of that. I just keep thinking David Attenborough's is going to die one day. It's just going to come up on the news like R.I.P. David Attenborough.
I know,
like,
it's going to be horrendous.
And then we're all doomed. I feel like when that happens, we're all doomed.
Yeah. I'm going to go then, because I would have probably said cats, although admittedly I would have said lions or something. But I'm going to instead then I'm going to say great white sharks because they are just
hell, yeah.
incredible creatures.
Yeah, they're like the lions of the sea.
Yeah, although they're not at the top of the food chain anymore, are they? Because they've started being hunted now by killer whales. So, don't know if you saw that on the news the other day.
I didn't see that, but that's fucked up.
Yeah, killer whales have started hunting great white sharks because
the end of David Attenborough's clearly coming then.
Yeah,
we're all doomed. We're all doomed. That's it.
Well, there we go. Well, the other thing is, I guess the other thing that Predators could be is the films as well. So, Predator
or
2,
Facebook Live,
Predators.
Good film. I like AVP.
Yeah. Alien. Oh, that's it. Alien versus Predator. What was your favourite one out of them, all of them? Is it just the first Arnie one, or?
I think they get cheesier as they go on, don't they? But it started off quite cheesy anyway.
I quite like though. I don't know. It's just I'm sure it's just Alien vs Predator, the first one, where they're on the ice. Yeah, that one.
Isn't there one where they're on a spaceship and it's fucking booting off? Now that one I remember as a kid scared me.
As a kid. Yeah. I must admit, I like all of them.
They're all fucking films.
Predator 2 is a little bit iffy. That's Danny Glover, isn't it? It's not Arnold Schwarzenegger, it's Danny Glover. So, yeah.
Schwarzenegger's the best one.
Yeah.
Right, we should probably go and try and have a good race, I guess. And...
So we'll go on to the final questions then. So what are we open for tonight, guys? What's your sort of expectation?
I'd be happy with top 5. I think Andy'd be happy with top 15.
Yeah, I reckon just points. That's all I really need at this point. But let's be honest, the last couple of seasons, me and Spread had a fucking decent run of being able to either me get points that he weren't, or him get points I weren't. And, you know, each race the team got pretty good points across the season. So this season's been a bit shit, to say the least. But
it's not been our best.
You can only keep a good run for a while, I guess, and then eventually it kind of...
I think we have had a fair crack of the whip, though. You know, we've had our chance. We have won our
3 championships across 2 leagues, and pretty much season after season concession. And we actually sat there after winning it in PRF1 and said, we're going to go and try and win it again, and we did. So that felt pretty good. But then the season just felt like it didn't even matter if we wanted to or not. It ain't gonna happen.
I think the grid's a lot more stronger than what it was. I don't think I'm as quick compared to those around me as what I was.
Now as well.
Well, one thing with you, Spreader, is you. I don't know what you've done, but your qualifying recently has been an awful lot stronger than it was.
Can't keep it together in the race.
Just getting used to no traction, I think.
Yeah, it is. I'm on no traction now, so.
Of course.
It seems nice enough in that, but then
now.
Oh yeah, and for me in the race, though, I'm just too nervous. I've been in it.
You might find a little hilly tip here. You might find so I don't do this myself, but I know some people do. But if you so when you go from quali to race, just take 2 notches off your front wing for the race. People find that helps them. You know, it's up to you. But yeah, that is a little tip I've been giving.
Get. I'll keep it on.
Have a look at that.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
All right then, guys. I'm gonna let you go. Good luck tonight, and hopefully I'll speak to 1 or 2 of you later at the end. But we'll see how you get on. But good luck and have fun.
Cool. Take it easy, mate.
Will do.
No, take it easy, pop. See you soon.
See you later, guys. Bye bye. So It's back to just me. So, there we go. That was Spreader and the Dark Lord. So, as you will have noticed, Dark Lord's a fellow Bristolian. So, you know, I'm sorry if there was too many or too much farmer sound going on there for you. It's a nice couple of lads. And, yeah, so, yeah, they have been very successful together over the seasons. It's, as Spreader sort of alluded to, the grid, without a shadow of a doubt, the grid has gotten a lot stronger this season. I think, well, last season and this season, I think obviously Axel coming in was very good when he first came in, but then he's just, oh my goodness me, that was loud. But then there we go. Yeah, so Axel coming in was very good when he first came in, but this season he's just really sort of, well, and last season and this season he's really kicked on, and he's obviously right at the top all the time. Cammy's as good as ever, and the likes of Josh joining us now, and there's so many. Spreader, as I say, has improved, and Spriggs is always up there, or on your screen, Silent Oxen, he's already always up there. Gooner's joined us. So yeah, Apple as well, and it's one of those grids that there's no weak drivers on the grid. Everybody's of a decent pace. You've got your absolute fast ones, but you know, the super fast guys at the front, but everybody else behind that is all of a decent pace. So it's a very competitive grid wherever you may be competing within that grid. So we're with Misfit here, and he's going to be first over the line to start a lap for the Ferrari. Really remember what sort of times to expect around Japan, and it's one of those tracks that I have done it in recent times, but not close enough to remember what the times are like around here. So I think we'll be expecting a low to mid 28 for pole, if I'm right. But so Misfit just catches the inside curb on turn 2 there. Just have lost him a good few temps. He could have had a shape. But the rest have set to 1 so far. Nice. Oh, he's done it again. Just the inside curb. And it's unsettled the car. And that one is a lap destroyer, that one. So Theo was next out. Goes through the 2 right-handers. Very nicely done. Hey, Gooner. Pole will probably be a 26.5, maybe high 26. Okay, I've got my times wrong then. Fair enough. Thank you for letting me know that, mate. I'd say it's just long enough ago, Japan, that I can't really remember. So, through Spoon for the first time tonight. Now with Theo, it was just a little bit wide on the first one, and so Theo gets us underway over 129.1. Not a bad start at all. Aston Martin. Did I just go past the Aston Martin? I think I did. Here he is, Ollie. After that amazing start to the season. And 27, so straight into mid 27s. It's a very decent start. Remember, the grip in Q1 won't be as good as it will be in Q3 later on. Here comes Fatal Defiance, 128.9. Ransdell did a 28.8 on the medium tyre. Davis 28.8 as well. Josh heading for the line now. 127.5 goes fastest. Next Level Sim, a new driver with us, so on debut tonight. Looks like he may have had an issue somewhere, but will complete a lap with a 1:37.1. Dark Lord has just started his lap, but I think he's the only one on the hot lap actually, so let's go to him. GC there, just touches the curb, and as I said in the interview with Dark Lord and Spreader, the curves are an awful lot better, and you can definitely use them now in sets of 1, but it's not massively advisable to be putting too much power down while touching the curbs. See, Haas gets nicely out of the way. And Red Bull. Haas and Red Bull, that was. Those two cars. Spoon. Much better through Spoon than we saw from Theo earlier. It's down now. Okay, so Gunar's doing 27s in practice, so he's then sort of thinking, well, the likes of Axel and Camaralva and that will probably be doing mid-26s. So he's probably not far wrong, I wouldn't have thought. His Dark Lord then gets his session off with a 29.2, goes P8 for the moment. Kamarov on a lap. He's going to get caught. Oh, the Mercedes doesn't get out of the way. I think that's next level sim on debut. Never mind. He'll be alright, next level sim, so don't worry too much. But yeah, just be careful, buddy, to make sure you keep an eye on cars approaching you. So let's go to Axel. I think he's just coming out the final corner. There he goes, 27.3. Goes fastest for the moment. Jesus. Oh, he's been round in sets of 1. He's not the first, and he won't be the last, I'm sure. Very, very tricky track. Silent Oxen then just coming through turns 1 and 2. So you get a good view through the S's actually from the broadcast cam. Just the little touches on the curb. They don't use much of the curbs, but little touches on the curbs. Just using the amount of road that's available to them. Just through the second right and up to the hairpin. One of those hairpins, this one, you can really take different lines through there. You don't need to stick to the one line. It is an overtaking opportunity if you're alongside. I wouldn't advise throwing it up if you need to be alongside going into the corner, because the guy, if you try and outbrake from too far back, then the guy's just going to turn in because they're taking their line. So it can be an overtaking opportunity if you come out the second of the two right-handers particularly strongly. Here we go then, over the line for Silent Oxen. 28.0 goes P4. So down into Robbo, so he comes out the final corner. 27.8 from Robbo goes P4. Scott's just going up to Spoon. I don't understand how a Japanese track's got a corner name called Spoon. Never understood that. You'd think they'd be in Japanese, but no. Anyway, through the chicane. Not too bad, not the optimal line, but it wasn't too bad at all. 28.8 from Scott goes P11. Go back out there, but I think... Oh, I just missed Apple. He's shot up to P2 on a 27.5. Where are we? Theo then. Oh, he's invalidated in set to 1. Okay. In that case, McLaren heading on to a lap. Who's that McLaren? Is that Davis? It is. I missed Guno, but he's nipped up to P6 on a 27.8. Just behind Robbo with that one. on sets of time, but it looked like he had some issues there. And oh, how is that not invalidated? I'll be amazed. Oh, goodness me. Is this going to be a back out? I don't know, because obviously I can't see his delta. He's close, or, you know, if he's still improving or close to it, he may well carry on. Looks like he's carrying on. And she's definitely burning on the straight, so just coming up to the end of sector 2, just round the left-hander. Oh no, it's just before the left-hander apparently. He's five attempts down, so no, not still on the lap. Take a couple of attempts down for sector 1. Let's take a look at our debutant then. Hey Floydie, thanks for joining, buddy, and taking a look. We're in Q1. Next level sim we're on board with a debutant tonight, and absolutely brand new to league racing. Oh, he's wide on the second part of Spoon. Let's go then to Big D, yet to set a lap. He comes out of Spoon now, and we head up the hill into the flat out left-hander, and then through to the chicane. Yeah, not a perfectly optimal line. It's in a way a 28.1 from Big D, so that puts him into P9. It shows how close the grid is. The top 9 at the moment separated by 8 attempts currently in just Q1. Oh, next level soon go in there, I think. He has in turn 2. Here is Spreader then, also yet to set a time. Oh, next level sim has been disqualified from the session for parking in a dangerous location. Can't park there, mate. As they say. Spreader and the Williams teammates. Dark Lord currently in P17 and on a lap as well. He's just coming up to the hairpin. These are the guys we spoke to for the pre-quali interview. And Spreader off to a nice start. 27.9 puts him in P8. Dark Lord then 3 attempts up through sector 1. Irony being, actually, that's going to give him it still hasn't invalidated. That's going to give him a really nice exit to go up the hill with. I can't believe that's not invalidated. And yeah, still gained a little bit of time through sector 2. He probably lost a bit through Spoon. Moment, this would take him above the drop zone. Oh, but he's going to... Oh, he might regret that. He might regret not finishing that lap. Misfit just over half a tenth up for sector 1. Coming up to the end of sector 2 now, and he's a tenth and a half up. That would, at the moment, only move him ahead of Davis. Next driver ahead of Davis. Atkins is almost 4, well, just over 4 attempts in front. Here comes Misfit. Then quarter of a second improvement. So to say, only moves ahead of Davis, but it's a nice improvement to try and make it through to Q2. Ransdell is quarter of a second up through sector 1. Oh, Floydie, now you're with your actual account. Lovely. You've got 2 accounts. People retiring from the session now because they've done enough to get through to Q2. 6.5 attempts up for Ransdell through sector 2. Puts him on for a 28.1, which is up where Big D is in P10. He's either going to go just ahead or just behind. And it's just ahead into P9, in fact. Actually gets ahead of Silent Oxen as well. moment, Theo here. To get out of the drop zone, he needs to find 3/10, basically. A little bit less than that, actually, but he's actually just over 3.5 up. That would be handy, because that would move him ahead of Davis. It's not bad through the chicane. 28.5, then improves by 5.5, goes ahead of Davis. Actually does an identical time to Misfit, but because Misfit said it first, it will count for him only. Or he will be in front, I mean. That's what I mean. It's not right. Ransdell has crashed. Ransdell has crashed at Spoon, which we're coming up to. It should be cleared by the time we reach it. It is cleared. Scott's cruising. He's not on a lap. He's still got a minute. To be fair, he's absolutely fine. He's got full energy, so we can definitely go again. Let's go to Jesus, who hasn't registered a time yet, but is okay at the moment. Jesus would certainly be a little bit of a shock going out in Q1 if he doesn't make it through. Seems to be driving quite cautiously here to try and make sure he gets the lap on the board. I think he's approaching Dark Lord. He's on an outlap. So he shouldn't actually catch Dark Lord. Dark Lord will have noticed and just sped up to make sure he reaches the line in a way. Jesus for the line then. So 28.7, that puts him into P14, so he's got a shot. Yeah, looks like Fatal's the furthest round. Oh no, he's 1.25 seconds down to something. Hasn't quite gone to plan on that lap. Scott is next. Quite catch this set to 1 time there. It's a Spoon. Attack the first. Well, you've got to attack both parts of Spoon. The second part of Spoon especially, make sure you don't touch the inside curb. Very does like to spin you around pretty quickly. It's so important to open up the steering and allow yourself to get on the power as quick as possible. Let's take the speed all the way up the hill. Oh, this is a better line. That's a better line from Scott than what we've been seeing. Really kept to the right of the first part of the chicane. He improves with just under 1/10.5, but unfortunately it's not enough to get through. He's missed out actually, it looks like 7/10, but it's not. He's missed out by 0.005 of a second. Davis is improving, and at the moment the improvement will be enough. He should go ahead of Misfit, and in fact goes ahead of Atkins as well. Dark Lord also improves over the line, but goes P17. And we got it again. He's done identical time to Jesus with a 1:28.723. And I believe then that is that, because Jesus isn't on a lap. And he's the only one out there, apart from Misfit, who's through in a way. So that's it for Q1. So congratulations to the top 14 who will go through. Ransdell unfortunately crashed on track and will take no further part. So we're going to lose 6 drivers in Q1, unusually. So unlucky to Ransdell, who will start P15, Jesus 16, Dark Lord 17, Scott 18, Fatal Defiance 19, and Next Level Sim, who got disqualified, will start P20. Oops, says Ransdell. Oops, indeed, sir. Never mind, mate. Quali's just for show, mate. The race is for dough. Or points, actually. You don't get any money. Not in this league. So, Axel Froh's quickest. Not that it's that important, but The top 10 covered by 3/4 of a second. And some other drivers like Davis, for example, Atkins I'm sure as well. In fact, well, all of them actually. Davis, Atkins, Misfit and Theo definitely capable of going faster than what they've done. So it'd be interesting to see if they can break into the top 10 for Q2. Quickly go to the race director. There's your instance. Some speed in the pit lane from various drivers. There's the disqualification for Next Level Sim. Exceeding track limits, speed in pit lane, terminal damage there for Ransdell, and another speed in the pit lane. Theo saying in Discord chat, damn, I'm in Q2 for once. Well done, Theo. Both of us says Misfit and Theo through. Well done, lads. Robert saying Alpha Tauri for you in the performance tomorrow night. Just to allude to that, so tomorrow night, don't forget, Saturday night, the 100% realistic performance division, FPR. Well, league, I should say. It's a separate league, although it's like a sister league. FPR will be racing at 8 PM this week. It was a quarter of an hour later last week due to the race in real life, just in case the race ran over with safety cars and that. But this week we'll be back to normal 8 o'clock. I'm trying desperately to remember where we're racing. Oh, I'll tell you where we're racing because I did some time trial on it earlier. We are racing at Qatar. So full 100% race around Qatar. The bookies are 1,000 to 1 on. It's every driver will get at least one penalty during the race. I'm looking forward to that tomorrow night. 100% realistic around Qatar. So I was doing a bit of time trial earlier on, and I managed to, I can't remember what I got down to, about 20.7 or something, I think. So I had plenty more left in the locker as well, which I'll try and improve on tomorrow, but, stop switching positions, guys. Axel then moves to the front of the pack, and we haven't actually done the hilly hot lap yet, have we? So I'll do that now with Axel. Just simply because he's first across the line, so other drivers you want to be do the hilly hot lap with you, make sure you're quicker out. So Axel opens up the final corner look just to give a better straight line of speed for the pit straight. PRS open, and he will keep the car over to the left hand side, ready for turns 1 and 2. Turn 1, absolutely lobbed the car into the corner. Around about halfway towards turn 2, you start braking down to 5th gear, and then through the left right, just little lifts, no actual braking. And then on this one you do brake a bit. Still in 5th gear, and this is flat out through this left hander. Now we head to, that's the end of sector 1. We head now to the 2 right handers. 130R or something, I can't remember. That might be another track. And then pretty nice through both of them. Usually use 4th gear, then flat out for the little right into the hairpin, down to 3rd for the hairpin Axel uses. Some will use 2nd, and flat out now. Keeping in qualifying, certainly keeping the car over to the right hand side. Then we head into Spoon, down to 6th for the first part of Spoon, down to 5th, well 4th in fact for Axel for the second part. Open up the steering, get on the power as quick as you can. You need to take the speed all the way up the hill. Still no DRS, the DRS is only on the pit straight. Flat out through the left hander, even in the wet you'll be flat out through there. And then heavy braking down to the right left chicane. And just slightly off on the line. DRS quickly open before the start finish line, keep the car to the right, half a loose resistance, 27.2 from Axel will almost certainly be enough to get him through to Q3. Big D 29.0. One of the McLarens not quite going to make it. Davis 30.1. Just about to the hash. Josh 27.7. Let's go with this Aston Martin. There is a Williams crossing the line. That's Alpine crossing the line. That's Atkins 28.3. Ollie here 27.8. No, Dad. Ferrari, is that Kamarov? It is. Coming up to the chicane. Again, keeps the car right. Look, 27.8. Oh, Davis running off track. I was just looking to see if he was letting somebody through, but it doesn't look like it. Took a mistake. Robbo then through the final corner. Misfit jumps up to P6, by the way, on the 28.8. Atkins 28.3 for P5. I think I already said that one, actually. Robbo 27.8 goes P5. Here's Spreader, just coming out the final corner. That's 28.3 from Spreader, goes P7. Oh, we've lost Silent Oxin. I missed that one. I don't know where we've lost him. Ooh, that's a big moment then, because he's up in third in the championship at the moment. That will take some pressure off of Axel and Kamarov tonight. It's no doubt at all that Silent Oxen will make his way through the field and still finish well tonight, but as long as he gets through safely. So Gunnar, unfortunately, didn't have a good first lap and then has invalidated the second run, so I think he'll be back to the he will be back to the pits because his fuel light is flashing. There might not have even been a second run, to be fair. It's probably just an in lap. I think anybody's on a lap now. I think Theo will be next. He's on an out lap, but he's then just come out the pits. He will be next. I've seen many champions crowned here at Suzuka over the years. I'll probably mention this probably every time I do comms here, but in my lifetime, probably the most emotional World Championship ever was seeing Damon Hill crowned here in 1996 while battling the greatest driver of all time, Michael Schumacher. His one and only championship, Damon Hill. Had Murray Walker in tears. Murray Walker is an absolute idol of mine. It's a real shame that youngsters out there won't. Well, I'm not saying they won't know who he is, because hopefully their parents will tell him. But they're into F1. But it's a shame they didn't get to experience the great Murray Walker's commentary, because there really will never be anybody like him. Absolutely incredible. In my opinion, the greatest commentator there's ever been in any sport. And there's been some greats in all sorts of sports over the years. So, Theo, as he's sort of alluded to in the Discord chat, not always a Q2 regular, but he is tonight. He's through to Q2 tonight. Let's see what he can do with only 14 drivers in Q2, and we've lost Silent Oxin, so only 3 drivers are going to leave us. So it's likely to give him his best chance of getting a Q3. This fit as well. We'll fancy having a go at this, I'm sure. A few mistakes through this lap, but it's getting the delta on the board though, which is the most important thing. It's a 29.2, puts him in P10 currently, which may give him a little bit of a confidence boost that he is in the top 10. It's definitely a lot of room for improvement because there was quite a few mistakes there, but Theo, one of the drivers who is always improving all the time, and it's great to see. Oh, Davis just caught the grass on the outside of the entry, sort of the first of the two rights at 130R, and fortunately that's thrown the car. It makes you go wide into the corner because you can't turn properly. That's what's happened there. I don't think Theo will be having another go. So let's go to Gunnar, who's just coming through 130R himself, and to the hairpin. I would think this is almost certainly, well, this will be on fresh tyres. He won't have come back out. The first run he attempted, he would have tried using, he would have been using the used softs from Q1. But he wouldn't be doing that a second time. So definitely using fresh softs, and he should have enough time that if he doesn't do a lap he feels is good enough, he should be able to get back round and pit again. Just be careful, he's coming up to Theo. Theo's noticed him and really gotten out of the way. Well done, Theo. Gunnar heads to the line, takes a right to the inside. 27.4 goes P2, and that will get him through to Q3. Nice lap, Gunnar. A couple of drivers on the outlaps. Misfit and Apple both on outlaps. Misfit the front of the two drivers. So coming out quite early for final runs. It is for final runs. They won't have enough time to pit again, so guess what they've probably done is fueled enough that they can do a second run if they were to invalidate the first. Which is quite sensible. So Misfit's time at the moment of 28.856, as in P9. Again, he may well have been using used tyres for that run. You can see from the onboard cam this time the tiny little touches on the curves, which is absolutely fine. In fact, it's exactly how you should be doing it. So just gears down to 6th for the first part of 130R through the second part. All very good so far. I did actually miss the time. Amazed if he wasn't improving though. And now it's a spoon. Yeah, this is a good lap. What's he like through sets of 2? Yeah, 3.5 attempts up. I'm not surprised. Gain on more. That's a really good line through the final corner. Keep the car nice and right, Misfit. Just lets it drift out a bit. Improves by 5.5 attempts, jumps up to P7. He's got a real chance. I think he might have made it, you know. Will be tight. Looking at the drivers who've got to go. Sorry, Apple heading for the line there. 27.3 goes up to P2. Oh my word. Spreader's going to catch traffic here in sets of 1. This is not ideal. Ferrari did really well there. Stay out the way. The Alpine even takes off the track to make sure they stay out the way. So I think, to be fair, the two drivers have done their absolute best for Spreader there. It is tricky, those sets of ones. It only takes you to sort of glance at one of those cars, take your eyes off the road, and things go wrong, but you seem to be okay. Drivers feel they've done enough are retiring out the session. Yeah, over 7 tenths off. He's looking at he's looking at like going P4 and maybe P3 here. Spreader through. Goes P4 indeed, 8.5 tenths improvement. Quite early in the lap. Davis coming through the final corner. He's a 1.5 seconds up. Needs a lot more in the final sector. I'm sure you would find some. 28.2 puts him in P9. That knocks Misfit to P10. Looking now really at the guys that are 11 to 13. Can they improve? I honestly thought when Misfit set that lap that might well put him through. Still could, of course. So Kamarov now goes fastest on a 27.0. That really does indicate, doesn't it, that we're going to be nicely into the 26s for pole. Oh, Theo's not improving. Okay, sorry, I hadn't realised that. Big D then. Yeah, Atkins is at the hairpin, so Big D is 9 tenths up, so he is on target in a moment to nip up to P9, which would put Davis into the danger zone. Once he hasn't lost anything. No, he hasn't, so he's gone P9. Atkins. Sector 2, he's improving by 3 tenths. That would be enough to see him through. I think we're going to see one of the McLarens out. So as long as he doesn't have a big moment out of the final corner, which he doesn't, Atkins into the 27s, 27.9 is through. And I hadn't realised, but Misfit had gone for another lap and improved again. So Davis actually drops to P12, and he's definitely not on a lap. So Misfit up to P11. Really unlucky. I honestly thought he was going to get through there, but unlucky Misfit not to get through. It's a valiant effort, guys. But how close? P9, 27.957, P12, 28.203. Very, very tight. Sure, again, I'm sure Davis will be able to make his way through somewhat in the race, but today, as we said, quality around here is so difficult. It really is. So Kamarov through as fastest. Axel, Apple, Gunnar, Ollie, Spreader, Josh, Robbo, Atkins and Big D through to the pole position shootout. Basically 1 second cover in the top 10. Unfortunately, Misfit, Davis, Theo and Silent Oxin lose out in Q2 and leave us for the moment until the race. But massive well done to Misfit and Theo, both making Q2, and Misfit P11 on the grid. Very, very decent indeed. Incidents, we got the terminal damage there for Silent Oxin, so just to confirm that it was an on-track crash, and then free speeding in the pit lanes for Axel, Gunnar and Kamarov. We will then head into Q3. So the norm for Q3 is that each driver generally does 2 runs. Sometimes the driver might only do 1 run. Personally, I would go out and stick a delta on the board with a used set of softs. You always get a brand new set of softs for Q3, which you cannot carry over to the race, so you may as well use them. This set 4 becomes available to you in Q3, and so you cannot take that set up over to the race even if you don't use them in qualifying. So everybody will get a fresh softs run. But 1 or 2 drivers have probably got an extra set saved, So he should be able to do 2 runs on fresh sauce. Say others will be doing a used run on the first set. So Big D is out first. Hey Fuse, Rob Rapal, oh, awesome would that be? Would love to see a Rob Rapal. It'd just be nice to see somebody on pole that isn't Axel Kamarov, really. Big D. Lovely to see Big D making Q3 on the regular basis this season. Wasn't always the case last season. But, really come strong again in qualifying this year or this season. And this will be the final season on F1-23. Moving to F1-24 for the next season. Due out on the 30th of May. So I'm sure we're all looking forward to. That also means that we've still got 2 months. Well, almost 2.5 months left of racing on F1-23 yet. So we're not championships to be decided. Who's going to go into F1-24 as the current champion? Champions in the terms of constructors. Big D over the line to start the first Q3 run. Big D out for vengeance after yesterday. I don't know what happened yesterday. You have to enlighten me on that one, Fuse. I was racing yesterday myself in WAOF1 last night. He's steady so far. So unfortunately I have no way of telling which drivers are using new sets and which ones are using fresh, so you can usually tell by the times they set. Yellow flags, you can ignore those, they're not it's not people having an incident, it's just people driving slowly, warming their tyres up using maximum revs. So here comes Big D then to the final corner. Jump straight to Axel, who's coming up to the same spot as well. Big D 28.4 gets us underway. Move to Axel. 26.7. So I would sort of just about class that in the mid 26s, which is what we're expecting. Oh, it's the wrong driver. Gunnar to cross on a 27.7. Here comes Apple 27.5. Goes P2. Kamarov to line 27.3 for P2. Aston Martin now a volley 27.0 goes P2. Everybody's going P2 at the moment. Josh 26.9 goes P2. Hang on, who's next? Atkins. No, he's on a slow lap, so Robbo it will be next. Come on, Robbo, keep the trend going, go P2. Oh, you got to keep going, Fatal. That's the goal, mate. That's your qualifying goal at the moment, to try and get out of Q1. Well, Fridays, other nights you get through. 27.3 from Robbo. He ruins it a little bit and goes P5, but still did very well. Spreader 27.1 goes into P4. It's tight. Atkins took back to the pits, and Big D has as well. Doesn't, with the times that were said, I don't think we'll be seeing anybody doing a second run on those tyres, so I think it's going to be everybody back to the pits. Oh, really? He was on a podium on the last lap and had a big crash. What, with other drivers, Fuse, or just on his own? Q1 in PRF1 is a curse. It's... Yeah, the truth is, Fatal, it's testament to the strength of the division at the moment, is what it is. It has become very, very quick. Your fastest guys, Axel and Cammy, Josh, those guys are... Well, Josh is an esports guy. He's AMS, so it's an esports team. Oh, ironically, was involving Apple. Well, let's hope they avoid each other tonight then. Yeah, oops. What's going on there? Drama! I would have done that in my high-pitched voice, but I don't want to hurt your ears, guys, so I won't. Are we going to see Atkins out? No. Oh, I thought Spreader was coming out then, but no, he was just making his way back in. Of course, he's at the last garage, being Williams. Oh, Apple says it was you, Fuse. Come on, one of you's telling fibs. One of you's telling fibs. Which one of you is it? Or is it both of you? Oh, Fuse is comms, okay. What? Which league's that in then, Fuse? Thursday night? Is that FGR? I can't keep up with what nights each league races. Oh, come on. Somebody come out. Yeah, FGR Tier 1. Okay. Rhincom's in FGR now as well for Tier 2. On Monday night, still the end of the season. After that, I'll probably be looking to drive somewhere. I don't know yet, though. I'm not sure on that yet. Oh, no, Sundays, isn't it, actually? So, no, well, I don't know. I don't know. We'll worry about that when we get there. So, it looks like Apple is coming out first. He's probably heard me on comms saying, somebody come out, and he's come out for us looking that kind of in. I'm looking forward to this race. I do love Suzuka. Absolutely love it. It's not one of my best tracks, mainly because I'm a bad player. So it doesn't... Although I tend to get quite good results, but it does sort of hinder you a bit being on pad around this track. Mainly because the sets are one, I think. That's not suggesting that it's easy for wheel players at all, by any stretch of the imagination. But I have tried using a wheel and I'm absolutely useless with it, so look at the throttle there, full throttle, about anywhere between sort of 20 to 40% brakes being applied, and that's to heat the tyres up. Seems to be a better way of doing it this season. Initial's game, I don't know why, I don't know why that's a thing, but it works, and it means you don't have to weave around the track, potentially wearing your tyres. Hey Curse, we're missing you, man. Axel pole, top 3 in the race will be Cam, Axel, Rob. Nice prediction. I think you're right with Axel being pole. I think Axel will hold on and take the win tonight as well. And I wouldn't be too shocked if Josh is involved somewhere in that podium. I'm going to make a really bold prediction and say it's going to be a very rare occasion where Kamarov doesn't get a podium tonight. Which probably means almost certainly he will now that I've said that, but there we go. Right, so Apple's PB at the moment, 27.597. He does actually need a 10th. No, sorry. Yeah, let me try and do my maths a minute. About 2.5 tenths, so about a quarter of a second to leapfrog Robbo. Nice through turn 1 and 2. Attacking nicely, but it has to lift. That's really going to hurt the lap time. He's lost 2 of the 3 temps having to lift there. Let's just see a section 1 split. He's only half a temp down. I'm just trying to work out 40 seconds left. I don't think he can lift. I think he's got to just complete this lap, so we'll stick with him. That's rare. It is, definitely. The rest of the laps looks okay. Oh, Wally's been disqualified. Wow. That's a big moment. Ollie Champ disqualified from the session. Will start P10. Apple across the line. He does improve by a tenth and a half. Doesn't make up any places. But an improvement nonetheless may help him to hold on to that place. Slightly down through sector 2. Can he pull out a fantastic final corner? He goes to complete the lap, sticks to the right hand side, and does improve by a quarter of a second. He must have had a horrible final corner last time to improve that much in sector 3. Who's next? Kamarov is next. Half a second up. He's heading into the 26s. Will it be good enough to go provisional pole? .729 improvement, does go fastest. It's a 26.606. Josh 26.8 improves but stays P3. Where is Axel? He's a tenth and a half up through sector 2. He's going to spoil Kamarov's pole position. Sorry for skipping straight to Axel, but we want to see the battle for pole. And he does go pole, 26.419. Superb lap. Robbo at the end there, did he jump to P5? I think he was P5 in a way, wasn't he? He did improve though by 0.92. 0.092, sorry. Fantastic lap from Axel to take pole position, 26.419. Well, Gunnar, I'd call you spot on. You said about a mid 26, so it's 26.5. So I would say you're absolutely spot on. So well done to Axel on pole position, but Cammy pulled out the bag on the final lap as well to take P2. Axel does seem to be the dominant qualifier at the moment. Josh, very good in P3. Spreader again, showing his improvements in qualifying, will start P4. Robbo, fantastic, Robbo, well done, mate. P5 on the grid. You're definitely getting a Tauri tomorrow night. Apple P6. Gunnar P7, Big D P8, Atkins P9, very good from Atkins, and unfortunately then Ollie disqualified. I believe he spun at turn 2, sort of coming out of turn 1 and 2, and was obviously left facing the wrong way, and the game's disqualified him for that, which is a bit harsh. Spin in the pit lane, Gunnar, Josh, Spreader, and Ollie's was the disqualification. Gunnar, I'm always right with the predictions. Dear. To be fair to him, he's never far off. He's never far off at all. So, right, guys, so that is qualifying over and done with. We're going to have a 5-minute break. Any drivers listening, make sure, don't ready it up. Get your strategy, your fuel and all that. Get it done, then nip off and go and do what you got to do. Get a drink or whatever. which is exactly what I'm going to do, guys. So I'll be back with you in a few minutes' time, ready for the formation lap. But there we go. What a qualifying. Okay, guys, so away we go on the formation lap. And so we have Axel starting on pole position from Sergeant Kamarov in P2, Josh in P3 alongside Spreader in 4, Robbo and Apple make up the third row of the grid with Gunnar starting P7, Big D starting in the 8th, Atkins starts 9th alongside Ollie Champ filling out the top 10, At a second Ferrari of Misfit starts P11 for a fantastic qualifying. Davis starts P12. Theo, also a fantastic qualifying, starts P13 alongside Silent Oxin in P14. Ransdell and Jesus make up the 8th row of the grid, while Dark Lord and Scott start 17th and 18th. Fatal Defiance starts 19th alongside our debutant Next Level Sim, who will start at the back. As you can see, the top 6 there on the medium tyres. Then Gunnar is the first to do something different. He's on the hards to start this race. Then you've got another run of mediums. The next 6 drivers all on the medium tyres. Then Silent Oxen is starting on the soft tyres. Ransdell on the hards. Then Jesus, Dark Lord and Scott all on the mediums. Fatal Defiance on the hards. And Next Level Sim on the softs. So let's have a go into Fangio. Let's have a quick look. I did have a glance at the standings earlier on, and I did see that Sergeant Kamarov is leading the championship at the moment by 6 points over Axel. Then Silent Oxen, who's starting P14 today, is third. 25 points behind Axel. Spreader is 4th and starting 4th today. Shrek is missing tonight and he is in 5th, with Curse in 6th also missing tonight. I believe Curse actually has had to give his seat up, unfortunately. But the drivers now are lining up on the grid, ready for the start of this amazing Suzuka Grand Prix. Let's just bring up the position changes for the start. It does tend to help me. So Axel's on your right, Kamarov on the left. Both on the medium tyre. The lights begin to come on. 3, 4, 5. Medium pulls and away we go. And it looks like they both got off okay to me. Spreader may have a run here on Josh into turn 1, and in fact Josh runs wide and Spreader's actually managed. Has he gotten ahead of Kamarov? No, not quite yet, but he's still side by side. Really good racing through the start of sector 1 from those guys. Still at it, in fact. It's a really good racing through sector 1. Oh, and look at Apple taking advantage there. Nicely done. Apple's just a little bit on the inside for the open into the corner, and Spreader almost hit him, but managed to avoid him, and then Apple ran wide on the second of 130R, which is why Spreader got back ahead. Ollie's dropped down to P19, so something's gone wrong for Ollie. Ramsdell and Theo alongside each other here. Ramsdell managing to get around what is essentially the outside there. And he's ahead by the time they reach Spoon. Davis just running a little bit wide in front of him as well. It's not able to take advantage of that. So it looks like only Ollie's had an issue. Next Level Sim did then have a spin going into 130R, I think it was. Right on the back of Silent Oxen, but couldn't quite get alongside. I think the fact that Silent Oxen's on the soft tyre, Gunnar on the hard, probably mean Gunnar wasn't that bothered about making a move there in a way, quite honestly. So our top starter tonight is Silent Oxen, up 6 places at the end of lap 1, which is exactly what he needed, starting from 14th unexpectedly after crashing in Q2. It's like just pulling away slightly from Gunnar there. See, as always, Gunnar being the top of the hard starters, so his job early doors is just to stick with everyone really, but it's the Alpha Tauris play the team game, and through goes Silent Oxen on Big D. Big D doing that because he knows that Silent Oxen needs to make the absolute most of his softs while he's got the advantage. Look at Axel at the front, nearly 2 seconds. Well, he was 2 seconds. Cameron's pulled a little bit back, but Nice, useful gap at the moment for Axel. Plenty of time for all that to change. Yeah, absolutely fused. Great start. I guess the battling between Kamarov and Spreader through sets of 1 was what allowed him to pull away a bit. But oh, what's happened? What's happened? That is Next Level Sim. So he's making his debut tonight, Next Level Sim, and he is absolutely brand new to league racing. So it's all about gaining experience, really, for him tonight. So both Theo and Scott have nipped past Davis. P12 and P13. What's wrong for Davis? So he doesn't look at one with his track, does he? It is, as I said before, it is a difficult track. Spreader is just gradually catching the back of Kamarov to get back within the 1 second now. And he's pulling everyone along all the way down to P10. It's good as freaks because he is still running on his soft tyres, and say they won't last long here, the softs. I wouldn't be surprised if he's looking at doing 7 laps and then pitting to hards if there's no safety car before then. I think that's a large reason a lot of drivers have started on mediums, so that they have the option to pit to hards under a safety car. Here comes Silent Oxen on the inside of Robbo. Really nicely done. Plenty of room left by Robbo. Respectful racing. And Silent Oxen's up into P6. Very nicely done indeed. Really, really good start from Silent Oxen to this race. So, Kamarov, he is catching Axel. So, despite the dream start, Silent Oxen's gone past Apple now, up into the hairpin. Oh, careful, Robbo and Apple. Looked like they were going to get tangled up, and that was Big D having a little look to see if the opportunity might arise for him to nip up the inside. It's clever, sensibly backed out. Now, Silent Oxen needs to close the gap to Josh. So let's go to Josh because he's getting mighty close to the back of Spreader here. Go a little bit deep and try a sort of switch back here. Follows the same line and actually gets a little out of shape. So Spreader flashing away though. And so we've lost Dark Lord. We've lost Dark Lord, and that's the safety car. Abort the move, Josh. Just had to abort the move. So the third, well, they're all past the pits, so they should all really now do another lap before even considering pitting, because safety car, yeah, really, Fatal and Davis here should have stayed another lap, because it doesn't make a huge difference, but it would probably save them 1 or 2% on the tyres. This will allow Next Level Sim to catch back up as well, get back into the race. But so unfortunate. Oh, we've lost Theo. Well, I've got absolutely no idea what's happened to Theo. Where did that happen? Where will Next Level Sim? Looks like it was in Sector 1. Oh, Next Level Sim's had a spin. See that become a catchphrase. Next Level Sim's had a spin. It's one way to enter the pits. Oh, I'm sorry, Sim. I don't mean it. I'm only messing about. Well, you know, Silent Oxen's going to pit. I mean, everybody pits here. I don't know, actually. I don't know, because it's so early in the race. Yet they could all pit to hards to go to the end, and there's every chance we won't have another safety car around Suzuka. So Kamarov's in, but it looks like Axel's carried on. Spreader, Josh. Oh, Axel's gonna be real. Oh, Axel's not gonna be happy. They're all coming in except Gunnar, who of course started on the hard tyre. So Axel stays out. Gunnar takes P2. Scott stays out, takes P3. Oh, next level Sim's retired. I looked through it in the pits. Chris said medium soft for sure. Yeah, I guess it depends a little bit how you drive, Chris. So you're sort of an on the edge, quite aggressive drivers, whereas someone like myself I'm just quite laid back. I tend to take it quite easy and quite good on my tyres, so I would probably go with hards and not pit again. But we're also aiming for different things. You're mostly looking to win races. I'm just happy to sort of finish top 8 or something. So, yeah, I don't know. What I do know is, even though it's only, well, I was going to say 5 laps, 4 laps really completed on the top 3's tyres, they're still going to find it very, very difficult to keep these guys behind. I'm sure if Axel knew how many people were going to pit, then he would have pitted himself, because he would now be sitting in P3 on fresh tyres. But hindsight, as they say, is a wonderful thing. Going to do another lap, so cross on to lap 7, I would assume. Yep, there we go, lap 7, so we restart on lap 8. Which will mean 20 laps remaining. Which, if you ask me, it sounds pretty good distance for hards. So, yeah, Chris, you're definitely right. The hards will be very, very worn by the end. So, you know, anybody who does a sort of an extra stop from here will be absolutely lightning later on in the race. But which I guess is why Gunnar stayed out, certainly, and stayed on the hards, because although he knows he's going to have a distinct disadvantage at the restart, later on when he does pit, he'll have a massive advantage. So, we'll see. Actually, the only thing I'm always a little bit worried when people have stayed out under safety cars, and I always just get a little bit worried they might get swamped and we might see an incident. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, he does curse. If this is safety car free till the end, then surely not pitting has lost Axel this race. Although, like, once he does pit, he's going to have a massive advantage pace-wise. I don't know that he's going to be able to catch a sort of gap that he'll have to make up to the likes of Kamarov and Spreader and that. And Josh Spriggs. There's the confirmation and safety car in this lap. These 3 guys would probably quite like another safety car quite quickly. Within the next sort of 3 or 4 laps, I would say, they would quite like, as we do get going again. And Gunnar reacts really, really well to Axel. It's getting close. It's alongside on the outside. Opts not to stay there. Kamarov has gotten ahead of Scott, as has Spreader. And I think... yeah, Scott holds off Josh, who looked like for a moment he was going to nick through as well, but really good restart from Gunnar. He's so close to taking the lead. Didn't quite get it on this occasion. Kamarov nips past Gunnar. And Spreader will be next to do just that. But Gunnar won't be sort of just nipping out of people's ways here. Oh, I think... oh, Spreader's got a caught from behind. I think it was Scott that called him. I can't be 100% sure. I was obviously on board with Spreader, so I'm taking my best guess. But Josh has been affected and has dropped down to P11. Robbo running wide in the McLaren just ahead of us, and again on second part of Spoon, and it's given him a real speed disadvantage. Oh, this is all a bit tight, isn't it? Heading up to the chicane. Everybody wants to get past. So tight. It's really difficult. But hopefully we'll start to settle down in a second. So Jesus ends up getting past Josh there. I think Misfit got ahead of Ollie, was it? As well. Yes, it was. We've just seen that, actually. That was happening on the screen. I was looking at the standings. Oh, that's Scott! That's Scott! Who I think has maybe succumbed under the pressure of being a bit swamped after the restart. Gunnar at the moment, though, is holding off Spreader. Spreader moves to what would be the outside of the hairpin. Decides not to stay there, moves back to the inside. Gunnar runs wide while defending. That's going to... Spreader will get this. And I think Silent Oxen's going to look to follow through. Gunnar just has to be careful. He doesn't want to be panicking here. Just let these things happen. As we said earlier on, he's going to have a serious advantage later in the race. He's looking for a little bit of respite. Where can he actually get a bit of respite? As Apple goes to the inside of the chicane. PRS enables once again. They won't have it here, of course. So Gunnar will now have Atkins after him. But after that, Big D, there's a little gap to Big D. So Gunnar, well, there's a potential here that Gunnar might be better off not putting up a fight against Atkins and then trying to hold on to the back of him instead. Atkins might be able to pull him away from Big D. As Big D picks up 3 seconds, the first to do so tonight. Sure he won't be the last, but first to do so. Really see the extra grip, can't you? Even on what is effectively a straight, just picks up the slipstream, but the speed at which he starts to be quicker than Gunnar, that is down to the grip of the tyres as well as the slipstream as well. And that's Big D. He's already onto the back of us, look. Robbo and Josh quickly behind as well. There's no doubt that at this moment in time, Gunnar will definitely be feeling a little bit like, maybe I shouldn't have done this. Maybe I should have pitted. He's just got to keep going. Before he knows it, being so in the action like this, before he knows it, the laps will tick away and it'll be time for him to pit. And then he will get his just desserts. Certainly say, if we have no more safety cars, Gunnar will definitely have a very exciting second half of this race as he looks to come back and move his way through the field. Same for Axel as well, who has dropped the P4, by the way, so he's doing a good job holding on at the moment. Kamarov's pulled 2.5 seconds at the front. Silent Oxen here, right on the back of Spreader. And I have to say, already tonight, Silent Oxen has done an incredible job coming back from the crash in Q2. I won't jump at automatically giving him driver of the day just because he made up loads of places. Ultimately, he's only had to do that because he crashed in Q2, so I know some people will feel I'm being harsh saying that, but it is the truth of it. Obviously, he would normally be qualifying top 5. But, if you can remember back to last week, he took a fantastic race win in Brazil. Gets the move done then, he's up to P2, and now we're in a similar situation to last week where Silent Oxen has a gap to make up to Kamarov. Can he do it 2 weeks in a row? Josh gets past Gunnar. Gunnar now has his teammate on the back of him. Got yellow flags, and that looks to be Ransdell. It is. He's got everything intact, so hopefully he's just okay to carry on. Red Bull's got to work out where to sort of switch here. Gunnar obviously won't want to be holding his teammate up, but at the same time he can't sort of lose too much time in letting him past either, because he will have Davis immediately onto the back of him. So Jesus moves to the inside, and I don't think there's any need really for Gunnar to slow up here. Just allows Jesus to go past. It's probably the best way that could have happened, to be honest with you. Davis, we've seen that a few times tonight, just catches the grass on the corner entry. Ooh, making the move on Axel. How's that done? Going into turn 1. A bit further down, this bit getting past Fatal as well into turn 1. So far, not so bad for Axel. He's held on pretty well, and he is reaching, well, in fact he has reached a point at which he would normally be pitting, so wouldn't really be looking to do a medium soft around here, so you'd be sort of looking at medium hard really. So we've reached a point at which he would be pitting in the lap 13, 13 laps, so you'd be looking, well, lap 12 would have probably been the absolute optimum. 12 laps on mediums, 15 on hards. But I guess while he's getting DRS, he may think, oh, do you know what, I'll carry on, as long as the tyres aren't too worn. Although, of course, Suzuka, out of all the tracks, Suzuka's probably the smallest DRS effect, because it's only on the pit straight, which is relatively small in terms of pit straights. Apple looked like he had a little look there, but doesn't manage to get through. And Spreader using a lot of battery to hold on early on in the stint. And that enables that Apple, with the use of DRS as well, sail past. So Apple now into the podium positions. Robbo here on the back of Atkins, both on the back of Big D, and there is a 4.5 second gap to Axel ahead. So I think the fact that Axel carried on another lap, I think he's going to look to pit to softs, and I think the reason behind that is because what he's actually doing is he's hoping for another safety car. So he's going to take these mediums as long as he possibly can before they reach the point of, well, potentially exploding. So Curse, if you're still there, buddy, how far do you think Axel can take those mediums while holding out for a potential safety car? I'm sort of thinking 18, 19 laps would be the absolute limit. And that may be a bit... asking a bit much, if I'm honest with you. Josh is getting a run on Robbo, is he? Not really. He is alongside. Jeez, Robbo affords him the space. Still to the inside here, Robbo. Look at the time they lose because of battling side by side in set to 1. And in the end, Robbo holds him off. Nice bit of battling. Well defended, Robbo. Really, really respectful racing from the two of them as well. Some out there might argue too respectful, but I don't think there's such a thing. I think it's really good driving from both of them. At the moment, Silent Oxen has eaten away a little bit at Cameron's lead. Not much, but he has taken a little bit out of it. So we'll keep an eye on that, but it definitely has that feel about last week, where obviously it was wet in Brazil, so it was a different scenario. They were both on intermediate tyres and going on very long stints. But just seems to be that moment as Ransdell is out and the safety car is out. Oh, Axel, you lucky, lucky, lucky boy. On the other side of things, I think Gunnar will be probably ruin his luck a little bit. Obviously, you'll have a Delta, and the front group have gone past the safety car. This is one of the tracks, by the way, that potentially as the safety car exits the pits very, very quickly around here. So, if a safety car activates at a really difficult time, it is possible the front group could actually get caught up behind the safety car without being able to pit. I know this because it happened recently in a race I was involved in. So, and it also gave me a lovely podium, so... No prizes for guessing here, really, guys. Everybody's going to be in. The guys that have already pitted have gone to mediums, and I think they're probably right to do so. I wouldn't be too shocked if one or two did try softs, though. The drop off, for me, the drop off on softs around here is too quick. So, assuming we get going with about like 9 laps remaining, I don't know. I don't know. It's in that difficult territory, isn't it? It's because particularly the guys that are in sort of 9, 10, 11, 12, that sort of position, they might think, well, do you know what, I will go to softs because it might enable me to make up some places early on. Axel's gone to softs. And that is for the reason I was just sort of saying, he's thinking using softs will, hopefully, he's thinking, will enable him to get past Spreader, Apple, and maybe Sun Oxen as well, quickly. That's what he's hoping for. It does feel sometimes that Axel doesn't get the best luck when it comes to safety cars and that. I know if you're being ultra critical, you might say, well, no, he's made a mistake on the first safety car by staying out, but it's always that difficult call when you're leading the race. You're the first to act, so it was a really awkward time where it was hard to know whether to pit or not, and just made the wrong call on this occasion. But yeah, I'm not surprised that the two drivers that have gone to softs though are Axel and Josh. Both are looking to get through as quick as possible. Big D, the only driver with 3 seconds at the moment, would be hoping that this is the last safety car. So at least that would give him a chance to create that 3-second gap and not lose too much at the end. I would imagine there'll be 2 or 3 more 3-second penalties before the end of the race. Both safety cars, I think, have been caused by individual incidents and not crashes, but okay, I'm not 100% sure about the first one. Scott is just coming onto the back. This could be a really late call. It's got to be too late, surely. The safety car is into the chicane, so it must be too late. It's exiting the chicane, so yeah, we're going to do another lap. So lap 18 will be under safety car. We'll resume lap 19, which means 9 laps remaining, as predicted. So Fatal Defiance and Scott taking the opportunity to pit again, and presumably we'll put softs on. And yeah, for the guys at the back, why not? Like that makes absolute sense. Might give them a chance in this race to move forward. Let's have a quick look at the position changes. So Silent Oxen up 12 to stay. Does sort of put him in a really strong position for driver of the day, but as I said earlier, the fact that he crashed in Q2 is the only reason he's had to make up 12 positions, so I'm not completely, you know, I'm not guaranteed at all to give it to Silent Oxen, so I think Apple's in with a very strong shout at the moment, and even Kamarov as well. And even Spreader, actually, to be fair. So let's see what happens in a way. And if Axel could pull it off here, somehow get his way through to the front and win this race, then I'd probably find it very difficult not to give it to him. On the other hand, it's only the streamers driver of the day. The drivers will vote for their own driver of the day as well in the Discord. We don't have points on offer for driver of the day in PRF1. It is just a nice little award for people to be given. Big thank you to all of you guys out there that tuned in as well. I've noticed that there's a lot of you out there tonight, so thank you very much. Kamarov goes. Silent Oxen reacts pretty well, as does Apple, and Spreader, as you can see, right on the back of Apple, but Apple seems to have a bit more straight line speed. A pretty good view here from Axel there. That view beautifully gives us a little look all the way down. Couldn't see any obvious battles going on. At the moment, very sensible restart, I would say. Axel. It's a really difficult position, this for Axel, because ultimately he's got to finger the championship. So yes, he wants to try and get through. Yes, he wants to win the race. But what he absolutely doesn't want to do is make a contact with someone and either spin around or pick up a penalty because of it. ultimately taking a P5 or maybe a P4 or 6. That wouldn't hurt his championship that much. But here we go, Silent Oxen moves ahead of Kamarov. Apple's trying a little switch back there, but it's not quite paid off. But Silent Oxen takes the lead of the race. Josh nips ahead of Robbo, and he's coming under pressure now. Robbo from Gunnar. He's done really well to get back to the top 10 already. Oh, a little contact. It wasn't much, to be fair. I think it was just a little racing moment. But Ollie picks up 3 seconds. So I expect 1 or 2 more yet. Those. God, it's hard to know where to watch right now. Who's that? That's a Haas. That's Josh. All the time looking, is there a way I could get through past the AlphaTauri? At the moment, can't find a way through. It's really difficult at this stage. It is equal performance. So there's no car advantage. There's only tyre advantage, which should be in Josh's favour at the moment. And here he goes with the use of the overtake button. And Big D just follows in behind. The fact that Big D's got a pen means he's not that bothered about. In all honesty, actually, the last thing Big D wants to be doing is battling anybody, because obviously he needs to get as many drivers out of that 3-second gap as he can, out of the 3-second penalty. I mean, as Josh already makes his way past Atkins as well for P6. So he is getting through, but at the moment, Axel cannot find a way past Spreader. See, following, he's looking for really moment. The only way through looks like would be if Spreader was to make a little mistake somewhere, but Spreader, very experienced, a very good driver. As I say, he's not the fastest on the grid anymore like he used to be, but he's still very, very competitive and very experienced, and he knows exactly where to put the car, but there's nothing he can do about this. Absolutely nothing he can do about this. So through goes Axel. Both of them are flashing away, which may give Josh a little bit of hope yet that he can still do a bit more in this race. But Axel now has 1.4 seconds to make up for it to Apple, and that's going to be hard to do. It's going to be a little bit more because Apple's got DRS, and in fact Spreader's coming back at Axel. Just to the outside for turn 1, around turn 2 as well. You have the inside of turn 3. He's got the move done. Again, just has to hold off a little bit. The news at the moment for Big D and Ollie is that they're not dropping anyone. Absolutely everybody is still in the 1 second of the car ahead, apart from Apple and Spreader in P3 and P4, which is obviously no good to Big D and Ollie. Different lines. They'll take him through the hairpin. Again, you really see real advantage for Axel there. Will he hold off this time? Will he have learned his lesson and say, right, I'm not making the move before the chicane this time. I'll try and do it with DRS on the pit straight. That way, Spreader can't just come straight back at him. And yes, he's doing exactly that, because if you heard it there was a little lift off the throttle. Spreader, if anything, probably gets the better exit. Overtakes on, DRS open. Slipstream in use as well, and he's up the inside and actually ahead before they turn in. So Axel then up to P4. These soft tyres completed 6 laps. Okay, so 2 laps under the safety car, so 4 racing laps. I'm starting to feel it already, guys, because the softs do not last long around here. So, although they still feel pretty good, their best laps are definitely behind them. At the moment, everything just seems sort of in a uniform line at the moment. Nobody really getting side by side with anyone. And that tells us actually that it's a really high standard of driving out there tonight, because if people were making mistakes, we'd have side by sides all over the place right now. The fact that they're following in a line like they are literally tells us that it's not happening. So there's Kamarov then. I don't think he'll even try. If he was going to try, he'd have overtake it in use. So Silent Oxen knows exactly what Kamarov's doing, and he knows full well that Kamarov's waiting for the earliest time Kamarov will make a move is the penultimate lap, but I suspect he's just going to wait for the last lap. I know he's done it here before and taken the lead on the final lap. Taking it off of Axel, I believe, last season, I think it was. I believe this race was much later in the calendar last season. Right, race 10 tonight, so still a long way to go. Which is why I was saying about Axel and just taking what he can get, because there's a long way to go in this championship. Sometimes races just don't go for you, like it's happened for Axel tonight. So I've only just realised actually that of course Spreader's back ahead, so Spreader got him back again. So this will be the latest attempt. See bits of rubber flying all over the place on the track. So here we go. No energy in use here. This is pure DRS and slipstream. And into P4 goes Axel once again. Can he hold him off this time? Just looking down the field again. Once again, I can't really see any obvious battles. Misfit's close to the back of Ollie, who's out of DRS and a car ahead. So that's one potential to keep an eye on. Well, technically they're all battling because they're all so close, but can Spreader stay close enough this time? Just seems Axel Burns look down here. He feels that getting away here will be his opportunity to stay ahead of Spreader, and it may well have done it because he's back within the 1 second of third place Apple. And Spreader, I think he lost DRS. I'm not. Where is the activate? I think he'd lost it. I don't think he's got it. I don't think Axel got it either. So no, Axel lost it. And so did Spreader, which means Josh is going to be charging at the outside of Spreader. Oh, he runs a bit wide though. And that's enabled Spreader to hold him off on this lap. Just ran a little bit wide coming out of on the end of turn 1, going into 2. Most certainly would have got a warning for that. And, so, well, we're coming up to the deciding moment. Kamarov will pick up the toe off of Silent Oxin all the way up the hill. He has a giant 40% ERS advantage. And we'll just get close enough. It's about 2/10 off the gearbox. Just about avoids contact. And right now I can't see how Spriggs or Silent Oxin can possibly hold on to this first place here. ERS opens, picks up the slipstream, overtaking use. Even manages to keep hold of 30% of the overtake to help defend Ren the rest of the lap. But that is surely Kamarov taking, barring any mistakes, taking victory. So, further down, Scott's managed to nip ahead of Davis for P14. See through the field, it's so tight. Oh, Ollie! Ollie's dropped it. Can't quite see it, he was somewhere back there. Back to the leaders then. Anything that Silent Oxin can do, there's no. The problem is he doesn't have any overtake. And Kamarov's got 30%, and he's just going to burn that all the way up the straight. Look here, overtake switched on, he can burn this all the way up the straight. So unfortunately for Silent Oxin, there's just no possible way where you can catch him. He's even kept 14% for the little bit in between the final corner and the finish line. Neither of them pick up a penalty last corner, so Kamarov wins in Japan. Silent Oxin takes a brilliant P2. I think he might have ran out of fuel just before the line there. Apple P3. Axel recovered to P4 in the end. Spreader P5. Josh 6. Atkins 7. Robbo 8. Jesus 9. Gunnar 10. So 2 Red Bulls switched around at the end. No. Yeah, they did, because Gunnar's P10, despite the fact that Big D's dropped below with the penalty. The Game Awards driver of the day to Silent Oxin, but I don't know. I think if he'd have won the race, I don't think I could have done anything else. But I know it seems harsh not to give a driver who's made up 13 places and finished P2 driver of the day. But as I've said a couple of times before already, he only had to make up those places because he crashed in Q2. So, I think I'm going to award Driver of the Day tonight, or the Streamer Driver of the Day, to Apple. Just going to take my Driver of the Day for a 3rd place in the Fangio division. So well done, Apple. Let's get these guys in. So, Silent Oxin. Obviously, the drivers will have their own vote, so I expect they'll give it to Silent Oxin in a way. And Kamarov, as long as he switched it on, I should be able to get him in through here. If I can find him. There he is. There we go. All invites sent. Let's hope you all come in. I know Silent Oxin already has. So let me just, sorry, I haven't scrolled through the positions yet. Let me just get to the bottom of there. Race director, hello. Okay, guys, just include your audio for me. Just waiting for Kamarov. But as he will be last. Just if you go into the party menu, so parties and chats on your Xbox menu, and at the top of that, so go into that, and then at the top of the party options, you've got a little box that says include audio, and you just tick it. All right. I'll send you. Okay, I'll send you another invite. Right, there we go. Comes. Right. Okay, Apple.
Yeah, it should be working now.
Yeah, you've ticked it. Have you ticked the option?
Yeah, should have done.
Yeah. Excellent. Right. Okay. So we'll speak to you first. P3 tonight. Well done. Decent qualifying, and but it's a very solid race. Yeah, take us through your side of things and how the race went for you.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, it's just my headset just disconnected.
Right. Yes. Just take us through your side of the race and sort of what how it went for you.
So I started the race. Yeah, pretty poor stint on the mediums, to be fair, for safety car. I think my pace was a bit shocking compared to what it's normally like.
Yeah.
Then, obviously, the safety car came out. Pitted for mediums again. When did I? I pit for mediums. I think I pitted onto the hards, and then pace improved a bit there. Obviously, there's a race going on.
Yeah.
Just trying to keep the gap to the cars in front. Stay not within DRS, but kind of in my own sort of league. And then the
Yeah.
end of the race, obviously, the safety car came out. I back onto the mediums. Just really just to maintain P3, not to affect the two in front.
Yeah, I guess there was a decision to be made at the end there whether you went to mediums or softs, but I think the drop off around here is pretty heavy, isn't it, on the softs?
Yeah, yeah. I just didn't want to affect the battle in front of me, so I thought I'd just stick behind. Obviously, I'm the reserve driver, so
Yeah. Well, you've taken P3, so a really good result, podium, and you're my streamer driver today as well. So well done,
oh,
congratulations for
thanks,
that.
mate. Cheers.
So there we go. Silent Oxin, I'll come to you. P2 tonight, mate. His Cameron's done the old trick again, hasn't he? And just left it to the last lap and made you burn all your ERS, and then I'll just do it, get 50% back or whatever, So yeah, I was on board with Cameron as you come out the final corner, and there was nothing you could do. So but still, obviously, you've crashed in Q2, which is the reason I've not given you driver of the day tonight because
What?
well, it's because
it's
you've
fine.
crashed in Q2. You've only made up 13 places because you crashed. All right, so I think it'd have been a bit unfair to give you driver of the day when technically I'd be awarding you for crashing. So,
I did a
um,
Perez.
but I would have given it to you if you'd won the race. Okay, so I will say that. No, I've completely forgot what I was going to ask you now. I waffled on
Guess
too
how-
long, and I can't remember what I was going to ask you.
I was
Um,
getting everything, I suppose.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was yeah, obviously I lost it on a curve and that's why I ended up crashing out. And then I think the issue with that was it was really boring for the next 30 minutes just to wait for the race. And then I started on the softs, just I don't know, I thought yeah, maybe early safety car I could kind of just get some places up and just really use the tire delta on the softs versus the mediums and the hards and stuff like that. And it worked out quite nicely. Think about halfway through the lap, I was about up 4 places, which was good. And it was kind of just being patient and just kind of waiting. I think there was a lot of stress going on in the field of just trying to survive on that track. So it was just waiting and kind of just getting the exits where it mattered and things like that. Obviously, Big D let me through, and as well, Apple appreciate when I was behind, I think you'd like had moved to the side at one point. Um, and that was yeah. So it was quite tough after that because you get to the front, guys, you just want to try and keep up with them, but the pace is just really high. So you're just doing everything you can to kind of learn while you're racing.
yeah,
So I was doing a lot of that on after the safety car restarts, just trying to see like what everyone was doing and trying to get lap time from that. And obviously at the end, yeah, that was I just gave it everything at the end of the day, and I think I can be proud of that. So yeah, that's kind of what matters, I suppose. I didn't stay in P14. That's the main thing. So yeah, all good.
yeah. Um, Oh, I do feel mean sometimes, but I'm trying
Oh
to do
boy.
interviews
Oh,
like
no.
like I should do. So
God.
I'm just gonna say it is another mistake in qualifying.
Yes.
You have made a few in recent times. So what can you do? What can you do to stop that happening going forward?
It's a good question, to be honest, and the answer is quite simple. I actually just need to start doing practice more and taking it a bit more seriously. It just shows, obviously, that over the one lap, I don't bring the most out in terms of the setup in the car. And so I kind of end up not really knowing the track very well when I start a qualifying session. So everything is like every lap is just learning, and I think if I just spent more time just really understanding where the lap time is and getting comfortable by like during a quali lap, I think then that'll probably be what will make the difference in the end.
Yeah,
But yeah,
makes sense. Yeah, I think. Yeah, don't do it for tomorrow night though. Okay.
uh,
Wait until after tomorrow night.
okay, yeah, we'll see.
Right, let's come to our winner then. Kamarov, another Japan, another victory, and identical, if I remember, to last season where you did the exact same thing to Axel, I believe.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
I think. Although, to be honest, it was quite difficult to stay with Spriggs. I was struggling at the start of the stint.
Yeah.
What happened at the start? Fuck. Oh yeah, me and Spread went side by side through sector one, which was pretty good fun. But then I lost about
That was
2
I
seconds
caught all of that on
to,
stream. It was brilliant.
yeah, I lost about 2 seconds to Axel and was catching it back, but then there was a safety car which he didn't hit under. It was a little bit weird. And obviously everyone else did, so that kind of fucked him over for the rest of the race. And Spriggs was slightly catching me on the hards as well, so I knew that if there was either a safety car and he was probably going to catch me by the end, or if there wasn't, then it was going to be pretty difficult to keep him behind. And obviously we had the safety car and he got ahead of me.
Yeah.
And I made a few mistakes and it was teetering on the edge of the second, but I got back in it. But I'd burnt a lot of ERS, so it was basically just trying to stay in touching distance while still gaining ERS, which I managed to do just about, and then just got ahead on the final lap.
Yeah. I guess in terms of Axel, it's the old thing again of being first when the safety car comes out.
Yeah.
I think it was on lap 5. I think the safety car came out. So.
Yeah, it was very
and-
difficult.
And you all had to do the extra lap, and so it's always that sort of shout: do I go in or don't I? And if you're first, you got to be first to make the decision. And it's just unfortunate for him tonight that he's made the wrong decision. But
He still
There was,
did quite well though. He got P4, so
he did. Yes, he did very well in the end. So I think after the final safety car as well, you managed to get a bit of a gap while there was some battling going on. Sorry, not the final safety car, the one before. So on the second safety. On the first safety car. So after that, you managed to get a bit of a gap where the guys directly behind you were battling, and Spriggs ended up in P2, and he was just gradually coming back to you again. I was just thinking he might be having some flashbacks of Brazil last week. It
wasn't quite that quick this time.
Yeah, not that quick. Yeah.
No,
About a
but,
10th of lapish.
Right, it's the old question. Who knows where we are next week?
Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico. Tequila. Yeah, it's the most vile stuff ever.
I love it.
Tequila's awful.
Right. So Mexico. Kamarov, how do you find Mexico?
Don't like the track. Hate it.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I used to like it on the 2020 game, but since then, awful track. And done something to it.
Okay.
And it's still not accurate to real life as well. So now, like 2 years after they changed it.
really?
But I'll ignore it. Yeah, the S's are much tighter than the last chicane. Fast chicane is a lot slower than it was. But hey, this is Cody,
Alright.
so they won't change it.
Yeah.
It'll take a while. It'll probably be the last track they do, and it's actually had some changes.
Yeah, they'll change it in like 2035 or something like that when it's not on the
Yeah.
calendar anymore.
After it's been changed again, but they'll only change it to what it is now. What about you, Silent Oxen?
Yeah, same as camera. I fucking hate it. And every time every time I drive there, I have something go wrong. So it's probably gonna be the same again this year. So we'll see how we go.
No, Don't get that out of your head. You got a positive.
You got
80.
taken out by Axel last season, didn't you?
Oh my god, yeah, oh shit.
PMA, man.
Someone's
Positive
gotta-
mental attitude. Come on.
That was
Yeah,
fucking funny. That was.
Oh, I'm crashing in the
Apple-
stadium or something next time.
Apple,
Yeah,
if you
it's
do
the same
reserve,
opinion,
if you
it's
do get a reserve
absolutely-
seat,
Yeah, well, same opinion. It's just fucking shit. I hate the third sector. To be fair, I think the middle sector is probably
Yeah.
my best part of the track. My third
Middle
sector
sector's
is
fun.
absolutely
Piece of
awful.
so yeah. I see. I like the track. I like it, but it's one of those old things. I like the track, but I'm not particularly
It
good at
has
it.
one of my
So-
favourite corners in the game, which is that fourth gear right-hander coming into the baseball section. That is a fucking brilliant corner, but everything else is shit.
Right. Okay, guys. Well, we will see you again same time next week. So 8:30 next week, guys. I've got absolutely no idea when I'm live again next. So I think I will be live with FTR actually tier 2 on Sunday night. So
Do you not
come
do
join me for that one.
PRV streams for FPR1?
Sorry. Oh
Do you
no,
not do
no,
PRV streams?
no, I don't.
Wow.
I did a few POV streams recently and got about 12 views. So I thought, I don't know. I
No.
probably won't.
Viewing isn't the point, eh? I get
No,
about
it's not.
2
It's
views.
not the whole point. But if I watch them back myself, then I I might do them. But I don't. I don't
Okay,
watch
yeah,
the ones
fair
back.
enough.
Yeah. So I'd be here all day. I do too many, so I'd be here all day watching streams back all the time. Right. Okay. I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah. So FGR 8. What is it? 8 lobby open 8 p.m. Start at 8:15. So I'll see you for that. Other than that, tune in for Fuse's stream tomorrow night for FPR 100% around Qatar. So get ready for the 5-stop strategies. It's going to be awesome. Okay, guys. Good night. God bless. Enjoy your weekends, and I'll see you soon.